Yes, thank you very much, and ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We are officially into Game 2 between EXECRATION and BOOM Esports, and it is indeed John expired. John, the drafts are completely different. You and I were having a bit of a discussion, and you know, EXECRATION's draft does look a lot better this time around. How are you feeling about it? Do you think BOOM's going to have a bit more of a challenge like the panel was saying, or do you disagree? Where are you going with this?
I'd agree. It's a better draft for EXECRATION, but I think Boom still has a lot of ways of playing this. FBZ on the Pango is another special of his. We just saw the effect of his Timbersaw. Pango is kind of the same deal for FBZ. Just needs to hit certain timings, and they already catch out Palos.
Uh-oh. Well, Palos has been caught out on the Drow range, and he's going to try and run for it, but with the Poison Touch slow, it's not looking great for him. One more hit will do it and hide. He doesn't want to take the kill. He'll let Mikoto take it with the Poison Touch damage, and now RR is also going to die to FBZ. That is, let the first blood go the way of his mid-dazzle.
It's just beautiful. Mikoto off with 2 kills already. And you're going to be very pleased with just having all that added gold. Mikoto's already ferrying out his null, and that makes the lane a lot harder to hold. You do still manage to run. We've got a Lion and a Phoenix that can rotate. Now, it still doesn't sound as great as last time with the Mirana clock, but it's still really potent, and there is so much more potential for Boom to be aggressive. Like, for the side of EXECRATION, you've got a Snap who can rotate, and a Nyx. It's still great, but it takes a little bit more effort to line up 2 shots. And Yowe.
Mikoto, he's going right in. He'll get the first, not first blood, but the first kill in the mid lane. Mikoto just straight soloing the Ember at level 1. And Yowe, but in the other lanes, though. Of course, top lane, you do see BDZ falling quite low on the Snapfire. Be there with Nikko on the Mars, and of course, Dreamcel and XctN are going to be against him in that top lane. Now, I don't know how to feel about this lifesteal. Personally, to me, John, it feels like a bit of a weak hero. Am I wrong in saying this? Do you believe? Well, actually, hold that thought, because top lane, they are, rather bot lane, they are going onto the Drow. Palos is going to die. FBZ and Hyde setting up another kill for themselves,
and it just punishes all these high HP heroes. We saw a game where Lifestealer, yeah, it was off to a really slow start, but there was still some fight in it. I think you managed to get ahead and farm it and actually be really potent, and it takes away so much from EXECRATION. Like, their combinations, none of it really pierces spell moves. So as long as Dreamcel's quick enough in the fingers, he can really just control these fights.
Here we go again. Hyde trying to chase down RR. Take the boundary away from the Nyx assassin. Lock him down too long, but nice damage out. Look back to that mid lane for a second, John. I mean, it's just, it's such a difference between the two, right? Like, you've got a 19-8 Mikoto in terms of CS. Yowe sitting at 10-0 on the Ember. In terms of levels, Mikoto is going to out-level him by 1.
And that does hurt the cause. Like, maybe once they get some levels up, maybe you get level 6 up on Nikko or on Yowe, you can start to make some work on the map. Until then, you're just giving Boom so much lead. Look at Mikoto again, level 6, Yowe still at 4.
He's trying, but Mikoto's just going to annoy him underneath the T1 tower now. Poison touch out, Yowe did not manage to avoid that with the side of fist. He might just be dead. His TP's coming in from BDZ, but Mikoto gets the kill. Is he going to stay alive though? The Dazzle gets quickly stunned up on BDZ. Does at least get a trade going. But Mikoto's still going to be very happy with that. He understands with the Ember, just shutting him down like this is going to make Yowe's life very hard throughout this game. And
the moment you leave that Mars alone, you also saw a bit of movement out from Boom to apply the aggression on the bot.
They are trying to go in onto the Drow Ranger. And now Palos going to be alright, but FBZ is going to chase him down. Swashbuckle in 1 second, but he won't have the chance to use it. Instead, he will just make use of it to get out of that scenario. But you can also see down this bot lane the fact that Palos has not been able to free farm whatsoever. Sitting at 19-8, it's not amazing at all. In fact, Dreamcel's almost doubling him up in terms of CS right now as they try to go in onto the Nyx assassin. Third spike is going to land. RR still trying to run, but now XctN has shown up on the Phoenix. And that'll be another one. Hyde, he'll take it on the Lion. And John, that's another thing we talked about during the drafting phase, is the importance of Hyde being able to get a quick blink dagger. But just based off the way he's playing this game, it looks like it's not going to take too long.
Definitely won't. You're hitting all the spikes here for Boom. The aggression is shaping up well. They've basically left Dreamcel alone up top, and there's no punishment. Like, Nikko has his Snapfire around, BDZ's around in the area to try and help out. Just can't really pressure Life Stealers. He can just rage up, run away, and your combination falls flat. So Boom is starting to do a bit of a shove in bot. They've got the siege creep up. FBZ can't necessarily commit. It's not the same as the Timbersaw, but you're still getting some good chip damage done. And it forces Yowe to actually show up. He's got the haste to walk back mid if he wants to, but this is a bit of a risky spot for our Ember.
Yowe might be in trouble. He's just hit level 6 now, but he's gonna get stunned up anyway. FBZ lands it, he'll rep it the other way, but they were waiting. Or maybe not, he does not get the Earth Spike off Yowe. He does take the kill and back off. In fact, never mind backing off, he's right in onto the BOOM.Khezcute. Gonna try and run. He has already committed the Icarus dive, and that should be Yowe. He'll find himself a secondary kill here, and does. A nice double kill now for the Ember.
EXECRATION should look to play with these level spikes. Play with the arena and the kisses and start to force
Lane, Mikoto. They want the big one. They want the dazzle, and they might just get him. With the Mortimer's kisses to fly in, they have plenty of damage, and FBZ, he does get the Nyx Assassin, but it is nowhere near worth it. And that's what you want to see from EXECRATION. Punishing the fact that Mikoto doesn't have anything to save him like the Shallow Grave. In fact, now FBZ, he's going to be in danger. The spear comes in from the side. They get another. EXECRATION, they're right into the mid lane now.
They can still push towers really well, and they've got BDZ. Doesn't have the little shredder, but Palos does have the marksmanship up. A lot of damage flying through to the tower, finding that space, and Boom can't allow this to fall, but it just falls too fast.
He does, as Yowe. He wants to keep going further. Might need to go back and farm a bit, though. I mean, they are still quite behind in terms of gold, but apart from that, things are going decent.
Managed to secure control under triangles, so they've got some good stacks to clear out here for Palos. Still saving.
Well, Dreamcel not too interested in fighting without that armlet up. More than happy to just farm that up and top lane. In esports,
are scanning.
grouped up, they're going to defend that T1 top tower, but EXECRATION have made their way up as well, as Nikko is going to go in with the arena and the spear right in onto Khezcute. Get the Phoenix. Now Boom, they want to try and turn right back around onto BDZ. They'll get one. FBZ, the Rolling Thunder does connect onto Palos. Dreamcel is making his way in, but BDZ, he'll buy it back immediately, and they want to try and turn now. Back onto FBZ, the spear does land from Nikko. If they close the gap, they definitely can, but they will lose their Mars in the process.
Life Stealer. I love the target prioritization there from FBZ. He just kind of ran down Palos. It's just that there was no follow-up. So they got the target prioritization right. They do have some levels up on EXECRATION. With RR, with a Vendetta, they can make some plays.
Mikoto again being caught out with the Mortimer's kisses. He has the Shallow Grave this time, and he's going to try and TP out, and it looks like he's going to make it. It's Dreamcel now moves into this team fight. He wants to go after RR first. Binga is there from Hyde. There will be no TPing for this Nyx Assassin. Bot lane, RR. Scouting out for his team. The FBZ and Dreamcel. Smoke here from EXECRATION. They're moving in now with the but the spear. Oh, he missed the spear. Well, there's not much about that one, John. That's a pretty big mistake, as FBZ is now going to roll in. RR, he's been caught out of the Nyx Assassin. Going to try and somehow survive this, but they have the control and they will take him out. Oh, and that is a very unfortunate arena spear out from Nikko.
It's the go-to initiation, if not the Vendetta. And EXECRATION is going to have to work even harder to catch some heroes out here. 7-12, 3k lead for Boom, so it is looking better for EXECRATION this game. You are getting some good space out on Palos. Does have his Dragon Lance up. The Drow is fairly safe from her attack range. She's got some good strength cat out, and they do jump in, but Nikko misses again.
Still got FBZ thanks to Yowe. Remnant in, and they do get the kill. Definitely a great kill there for EXECRATION. Still mid lane. Another team fight, but Hyde already out with the finger. Does try to give it back to himself. Spy Carapace there. Hyde now just trying to run. Sunray is there from Khezcute. Not doing too much, and Boom, I think they're in a bit of an awkward pickle position here now. As well, they've got to find their way out, and it looks like they will.
You have a lower cooldown mech on hand. It doesn't really get crazy until you get the Guardian Greaves and the level 3 bad juju. Until then, you know, it's nice, but you need to wait. A bit more patience here from Boom. They can play as 4 in that case. I mean, you're ready to go here on DreamCel. He's just walking forward every time. He's got the Sanj up. Just that little bit more stat resist and a little bit more amp on his lifesteal makes him very hard to pierce down. You have nothing to stop all that regen on hand in the lifesteal here. No natural ways of stopping that heal.
Like it's going to be a nice setup there from our Lion. Have the neck up now for Mikoto, so with a hill coming out as FBZ is going to jump in. Yowe has been hexed up by Hyde.
Feasible enough, but he has to go for the BKB first, maybe go for the SNY completion first for his own stat resist and strength padding, and that just takes a lot of farm. Boom. Well, they're smoked up, and nobody can be aggressive right now. They've got the blink and hide.
Oh, they found the big one. They found Palos on the drow. They even commit the egg, just in case. You wouldn't expect Palos to be alone like that, I suppose. Boom just making sure they cross all the boxes, and that they do. Onto the tier 1 top tower they go, and DreamCel will just calmly take care of it by himself. No help necessary.
I love this. I can build up from DreamCel. Immediate Heaven's Halberd up after the armlet. So now, even if that drow somehow stays alive, you've got disarm to prevent any sorts of damage coming out. The BKB might help the cause here for Palos and Lane.
Alright, well this time around they do get the initiation, and that's what you want to see. They get the big one. DreamCel goes down, get punished.
That's just a bit greedy from DreamCel standing in front, farming that way capital. Although they are surrounding you.
Here we go. Mid lane, hexes out onto Yowe with the follow-up stun, and now the rolling boulder, or rather rolling thunder, but they don't have enough damage. Yowe, he's gonna turn around. Yes, dude. Heal up with the Guardian Greaves. Palos is coming in now. A nice earth spike, but they've caught Mikoto. The Dazzle does die. EXECRATION, they could keep going for more.
Middle tower is under attack.
They might even find it. FBZ. Oh, he's gonna be alright. Hyde. Spike not gonna be on target. Yowe has to keep it the last second, and now FBZ gets punished for coming back in. Hyde is gonna try and run, but they're gonna chase him down. And this is much better from EXECRATION now.
To have that up, that would be very nice and very balanced for a Dazzle. We've seen that before. I think this
balance, by the way, John. Palos ended up getting a Grover on the drow, which is fairly standard. Every game we cast with a drow in it, there's a Grover every single time. Well, in they go onto the bot tier 2 tower as EXECRATION. They're gonna start a Roshan instead. I like this decision from EXECRATION.
Yeah, they can clear the Rosh really fast. They've got good physical damage on hand. They already have the Solar Crest up here in RR for the debuff, but they immediately pull back. You saw the TPs coming in on the outpost. They don't want to tempt fate here.
BZ, he does pop the Rolling Thunder a bit preemptively. And that might be the opening EXECRATION needs. Without that big ulti now from FBZ, they might be able to take a pretty big team fight. DreamCel, front lines. So they aren't going to try and force it. On top of that now, they even have a BKB coming out on Palos. It really feels like a great time to force a Roshan fight if you're EXECRATION. They might just try now. Easy moving in, they see DreamCel, they've got to land some kind of stun. Won't, they'll let him get out of there. Link in at any moment. Roshan's being started again. Hyde looking for a target. Is going to go straight into the back lines. It looks like they found the snapline BDZ, but they've lost Hyde in the process. And BDZ is actually going to manage to run out of there as Mikoto now. Rather, the Phoenix was in trouble. Arena drops by Nikko to hold them down, but he needs some follow-up. Here comes Palos though with the drow. Just get the arrows in. DreamCel dies. Mikoto dies. It looks like FBZ has also been caught. He will try to swash away, but the X-Stun, excuse me, the Impale was there from RR.
Side effects, you just keep shoving that top lane. Your 2's already gone, so they've got control off the top jungle. They can look to clean up the mid-tier they want to do.
And they knock him down, they get the arena down, and they just burst down the Pangolier immediately. Kodo now, he TP'd him, but by himself, they're gonna try and rush him. They won't. Tier 2 mid tower, and without FBZ up, they want to go high ground for a bit.
It's when you lack your Pango, you lack your team fighting. You need that rolling from the control. They're gonna rotate down.
Now Hyde taken out. Trying to slow down Palos. This Drow Ranger, but Nikko, he's in. He gets a nice spear off into the tier 3. Shallow Grave is going to save the day from Mikoto. Not really much saving that tier 3 tower, however, as Palos is just not giving up on it.
They are almost reaching the point where Dazzle hits level 18. So again, you're going to hit that massive spike in terms of spamming your Scalds out, spamming out the Guardian Reef, spamming out the Shallow Grave. But we're still not seeing that build up into the shards. Mikoto is just ignoring it completely, opting for the Solar Crest instead.
Lane's still going to be in danger. That rage is about to wear off, but he's trying to get himself up to the high ground. Dust is out. They found one. It's going to be Hyde going down onto Mikoto. They'd love to get themselves a Dazzle as Yowe continues moving forward with a DD and now Nikko. A great arena spear round will catch the Dazzle. FBZ, he tried to help on the Pango, but there's not much he can do. Boom Esports, they are falling apart in this game number 2.
EXECRATION just playing around that spell immunity really nicely. They know that they have to be aggressive now. Boom cannot be allowed to get any sort of catching form. The racks are exposed, they're going to push in. There's no Aegis on Palos. He's a bit more vulnerable, but it's not like Boom has a great way of reaching back. They just haven't been the application of FBZ in this game at all.
Dire's middle barracks.
Certainly not. Trying their team this game still as the spear does come out again onto the Phoenix and Nikko. Very happy we talked about that one. Dreamcel gonna TP in, but they aren't gonna try to initiate.
Ensure that you can keep getting off Shallow Grave, getting off the Guardian Greaves off. Boom, they're playing in the right spot for map. They've got their wards down bot, they're safe here. They've got information here. But EXECRATION's doing the same thing. They're just playing top. They've got a lot of wards watching that top jungle, and it's just really hard for Boom to get any sort of pick off, get any sort of kill that can drag them back up, because EXECRATION just knows where to be.
EXECRATION, they're gonna try again. Esports, they're heading down to the hot side of the map. BZ rolling thunder, they got the Hex off onto Nikko with the egg committal. They will commit everything. But while they're doing that, the top lane is being forced in by EXECRATION, and Boom will have to immediately respond to it. They want a team fight. Oh, that is a really nice range out from Dreamcel. He'll chase down the Drow Ranger now, but Palos is actually fairly tanky. He'll turn right back around. The stuns were there with the Impale, the Shallow Grave out from Mikoto, but it isn't enough. Dreamcel is still just falling slowly but surely, and they will get rid of him. Now Mikoto, he gets changed up. One of the two fly in with the cast down. That's it. GG's called. They want no more of this game number 2 as EXECRATION really show up, and they will force to a game number 3.
Yeah, it looked good for Boom early on. It looked like they had the answers there. They were playing aggressive really nicely.